Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
To Fajardo. Your thoughts on him starting, if he is starting, and by them putting him at the top of the depth chart, I got to think he'll start. You?
Yeah, he's at least good enough to play or to dress. And if it's the case that he's not going to start, then at least he's comfortable enough to go. And we've seen quarterbacks listed number one on the depth chart that never see the field. That can happen. But it is good news. I do think, as much as, you know, the viewers mentioned that Cody will never pull himself, and he never will pull himself, and he's a gamer and a competitor, I'd like to think that the advice from the doctors and the therapy staff and everybody else that says, look, this is the further damage you could do, or this is how much worse it could get, or these are the consequences. I think if he's looking at, you know, playing and it could end up being something that becomes a career-ending injury or whatever, I don't think he'd be playing. I think if it's a pain tolerance thing and managing that and a little bit of mobility, I think he's going to play. And I think even Cody at less than 100% for Saskatchewan.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
We're brawling this team, and the guy yells over the glass, "Go back to the NHL, Preston, you loser." Can't even say it with a straight face.
It was a good beak when we'd roll into a bigger center. They'd say, go back to Wynyard. Go back to the NFL where I was making more money and doing that. I'd like to. Thank you very much.
Where I was flying on the charter with the double wide leather suits and the filet mignon.
Yeah, working on it.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Yes, it is. Hello, look at this. Do not adjust your sets, everybody. It's the RP Show. We're coming to you live from the bunker here in the rectangle, the sweatpants capital. Can you believe it? I feel like we're going retro today, boys. 810 episodes ago. Yeah, we are in the sweatpants capital, IKS Media and Production House, and it's the RP Show coming at you on a Tuesday, August 20th, 2022. I know our podcast listeners are like, what is he talking about? And probably our viewers too, because we've had so many new viewers join us in the last year. But this is the set where we originated this show a couple of years ago, as I say, 810 episodes ago, and we're back at it here. But the number's the same, 902-518-3033. You're going to recognize another face here as well, and that is the Moose, Darren Moose Dupont, and I'm more than interested to know where the heck he is. Moose, well, now we're missing you here in the bunker, man. Your chair is empty. This is something, man. What do you think? How's it look?
I know. It looks fantastic. I miss it. I miss all you guys. I wish I was there with you for the week. And, you know, I'm in a familiar spot to you. We're in Jarry Park in Montreal, and right outside the tennis facility here in Jarry Park. I know the National Bank Open starts this coming weekend, so I'm just here checking things out.
Okay, well, to be honest, okay, I'll get to the comments. You can imagine they're going crazy. The longtime viewers think this is amazing. The new school viewers are like, where are you? What's going on? But listen, we got to... So you're in Montreal, at a tennis tournament? What are you really out there for? Let's put it all on the table. Tell the folks why you're not here. You're out there on another deal.
That's right. I'm out here for the Canada Games. It's going to be in Niagara starting August 6th to the 21st. So I'll be there working with the communications and social media teams. That's going to be a lot of fun. I just came out a couple days early to do a little sightseeing.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I'm not a tech guy, as you know. No, not at all. Don, our Navy friend, says, looking great, Roddy. So John Ohm in Winnipeg says, the resolution in the bunker is 4K. Wowzers. You might as well be speaking Mandarin to me. I don't even know what that means. I'm not sure I want great cameras on this mug.
That?
I know, right? But anyways, that's the deal. Moose is out in Eastern Canada. I'm here in the rectangle for a spell before we go to the World Juniors, and we're ready to talk sports. And we have some very exciting guests coming up on the program today. Ryan Murray of the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche is coming here to the bunker. It didn't take long to dive back into the way it used to be, and that is sports celebrities dropping by to hang out. And Ryan Murray of the Colorado Avalanche is going to be here. He's not bringing the Stanley Cup. We're 48 hours ahead on that. It's going to be here on Thursday, and we won't have the cup here, but we'll have Ryan Murray, and I'd rather have Ryan Murray. And then in hour 2, we're going to talk a lot of CFL with Mike Abou-Meshrik, the former Ottawa Renegade, Winnipeg Blue Bomber, and Saskatchewan Rough Rider. So that's what's going to happen over the next 2 hours. I'm hoping it doesn't feel like 2 years. And I want to say the boys did a great job because they came in here, Moose, and I said, this reminded me a lot of 3 years ago, 2019. And they said, why? And I said, well, the desk is completely empty. Remember those old shows? Maybe we need to do a highlight show. I think we just lost Moose again, did we? Oh, you're showing the desk. Sorry, yeah. Okay. Remember those? We need to do a highlight show of the old. It seems like decades ago. So I don't know who it was. Ryan, I think, for one, and maybe Clark went and rustled up a bunch of gear. Whatever was sitting around in boxes and populated the desk, as they say. So, yeah, it just feels like I'm in a bit of a time warp here. But Jordan's here. Can you hit the Quick Six show horn, please, Jordan? Thank you. Thank you. And they're all running around here like an anthill. I was thinking of something else. I'll tell you guys in a break. I just can't say it on the air. So, number one, I don't know where you are in the Quick Six show topics here, Moose, on this, but these are what is of importance to me. And remember this. You saw I unplugged for like 4 days. I was at a lake in Alberta where there was no TV and no cell service. It was awesome. So I'm a little out of the loop on a few things. But it's hard to miss that Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson has been suspended for 6 games after being accused by 24 women in Texas of sexual misconduct during massage treatments and what a disciplinary officer said was behavior more egregious than any before reviewed by the NFL, unquote. The punishment handed out by the game's disciplinary officer, former federal judge Sue L. Robinson, fell well short of what the NFL had asked for, and that's an open-ended suspension of at least a year for violating the league's personal conduct policy. Trust me, I want to talk about sports, but this is sports. The Cleveland Browns are going to be without their quarterback for the first 6 games of the season. Deshaun Watson recently settled 23 of those 24 lawsuits filed by women alleging sexual assault and harassment during the treatments of 2020 and 2021. So we do have breaking news that we'll get to from MLB here on trade deadline day. The poll question today is very simply, was the suspension long enough? And my vote would be no. The vote, it's not long enough. Ryan Murray's here, by the way. You just have him have a seat out there if you don't mind. Get him a coffee. Hey, Ryan, good to see you. Love him. Ryan Murray is here of the Colorado Avalanche. How about that? So, Moose, make your thoughts quick. We got a Stanley Cup champion coming in here next. Anyways, my vote is no. I thought he was going for the whole year. And 6 games? I don't know if this was the Haslam's influence. Well, I guess it wasn't because the NFL itself wanted him to be gone for a whole year. When I saw 6 games, I was shocked, and I don't really know the reasons why. I haven't had a time to delve into it, but that's my take. What's yours?
I've seen a lot of the coverage, Rod, throughout the weekend, and I've been reading and I've been following this story. And if the NFL ever has criticism, it's around discipline, and oftentimes discipline being too light. They go and they bring in a third party with Judge Robinson to come in and create this suggestion of 6 games and the ruling. Roger Goodell can still increase the suspension. He can still make this a 9, 12, 18 game suspension. The one thing to think about is Deshaun Watson, because of this, already lost a whole year. He wasn't suspended last year, but let's make no mistake, he really wasn't playing because this was looming over him and the Houston Texans organization. So I think that plays into it a little bit. But I agree, the public perception and the common belief here is that it was probably a little bit too light.
Yes, and I don't want to belabor this. I've seen that there might be an appeal, or maybe that's from the Players Association or so forth. I don't know. Deshaun Watson wants to play. He said repeatedly he doesn't think he's done anything wrong, and I'm not sure. Did he release a statement after this? I have not seen any comments from Deshaun Watson saying he'll accept this punishment and sit his 6 games. We haven't seen that, so maybe that's still to come, but I think we all believe that it is too short. But they're going nuts, man. Robin and PA, hashtag Bunker is back. They love it. Don't get too attached, because beginning next week, we're going to be at Rogers Place in Edmonton for the World Juniors for 2 weeks, which, by the way, I'm getting to. Yeah, hell yeah. We are. Moving on to point 2, the Toronto Blue Jays open a 9-game road trip tonight at Tropicana Field, where they'll play the Tampa Bay Rays, believe it or not. The Blue Jays, winners of 12 of their last 15 and holding down an AL wildcard berth, haven't made any roster changes ahead of today's MLB trade deadline, which reminds me, Clark alerted me, the trade has gone down. This from Jeff Passan from ESPN. The San Diego Padres are finalizing a deal to acquire superstar outfielder Juan Soto from the Washington Nationals. One of the biggest deals in baseball history goes down, and it sends the 23-year-old to the Pod Squad, where he will team up with Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado. So it's not like those pieces are going to the Nationals. I don't know what the deal is. As Jeff Passan said 20 minutes ago, they're finalizing the deal. We were kind of hoping Juan Soto might end up with the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know if that was ever a case, if that was a thing, but it's not happening. He's going to the Padres. Do you have thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a big deal. It was a big piece. And I know that Jays fans are just waiting for the team to do something, make a big splash to go all in to try and win a World Series. I'd say be patient. It might be coming, but this team is also trending in the right direction as it is.
Yeah. Well, hey, keep Juan Soto out of the American League East, and the Blue Jays can deal with him come World Series time. How about that? Okay.
I like that.
And for the Yankees, Aaron Judge hit his major league leading 43rd home run. Jose Trevino had his first multi-homer game, and the Yankees beat the Seattle Mariners 7-1 Monday night in a series opener between teams bulking up for the postseason. But the big domino off the board has fallen. Juan Soto's gone to the Padres. By the way, they're back. The 163rd running of the Queen's Plate is taking place on Sunday, August 21st. Day full of the best Canadian thoroughbred racing, great fashion, amazing food, and loads of fun. Get your tickets today at woodbine.com or play along with Woodbine's Dark Horse app, available for Android and Apple devices. I have it, and I'll be honest, I liked it just a little too much. Dark Horse is very easy to navigate, and download it if you haven't already. You're going to be hearing a lot about the Queen's Plate here. My Toronto friends are you coming, Rod? Are you coming to the Queen's Plate? And I'm like, well, right now, no plans, but things can change. Point 3, goalie Dylan Guerin. Hey, this is from the Canadian Press. You tell me what you think of the wording of this. Goalie Dylan Guerin and center Kent Johnson headline Canada's World Junior Team. Hockey Canada named its full roster for the rescheduled Under-20 World Championship slated to begin on August 9th in Edmonton. 19-year-old Guerin was a member of Canada's junior team who won silver at the 2021 Worlds. And I'm sitting there going, who wrote this? Have you heard of Connor McBedard? How is he not the headline of the story? Because we all know it. I went and looked at the World Junior roster, and it looks pretty good. We're going to be there. You're not. But I can't wait for the tournament. And what more is to be said? We had Dylan Guerin on this show, Kamloops Blazers goaltender. I hope that he carries the mail this time for Canada in this tournament. Connor Bedard broke Gretzky's single goals record, for the love of Pete. It should be Connor Bedard and Team Canada were named on. Should it not?
I think so. Well, and to be fair, that's the Canadian Press. Every notification that I got, whether it was from the Score app, TSN app, it was Connor Bedard headlines Canada's 23-man roster or 25-man roster announced, whatever day it was. It was Connor Bedard. It should be. I mean, he's the lead story, and not just that we're proud of him and he plays on God's team. He's the headliner for Team Canada for sure.
By the way, we're gonna get to the CFL stuff here. But yeah, I didn't get those notifications. Maybe because I was at a cabin with no cell service. I don't know. But I'm like, it should be Connor Bedard, and Team Canada, and not anybody else. And I know that's just me. I got a million thoughts on that, and I won't go any further other than to say, by the way, 23 players representing 8 members from across Canada have earned the opportunity to wear the Maple Leaf at the 2022 Hlinka Gretzky Cup in Red Deer. It's on right now. As you know, you can still get your tickets today at hockeycanada.ca. As I mentioned, our next guest is here. We're not going to be talking CFL with Ryan Murray of the Colorado Avalanche, who's going to be here in the bunker. So we'll talk about it with Moose. It's my point 4. I don't think we're going to get through all 6 topics, but that's fine. CFL Week 8 buzz. Here are your scores. Canada's game of the week, as voted by you, the viewers, was Winnipeg-Calgary, and it did not let us down. Calgary fell at home 35-28. to the Blue Bombers. And you saw the talk coming out of it from my guy Bo Levi Mitchell, saying, we've beaten this team 1,000 times. We'll beat them when it matters, is basically what he was saying. And to be honest, I'm still trying to be friends somewhat with the Stampeders, but I'm like, Bo, this is why people don't like you. Lose with some humility and class and come back and beat them next time, but that doesn't look good. Now, the other games, BC beating Hamilton, as we know, 32-24. Montreal beating Sask. What did it end up? I wrote 17-17. Clearly, that's not what. 32-17. And then Ottawa got its first win, 23-13 over Toronto. So, yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts on what Bo said, but those are the scores, and what my takeaway was Bo saying that. You?
Yeah, that was a big takeaway for sure, and I saw the headlines, and, I agree. You haven't beat them now twice in the regular season, and, I mean, what else are you supposed to say? But just, this is a very good team, and we hope we get another chance to play them again and in the playoffs. But that was the big one for me. And then, obviously, around the Sweatpants capital, people are upset, man. They are upset at the way that game went against Montreal, and the bye week couldn't have come at a better time.
From Todd Pinkney, one of our P1 viewers, he says, Dark Horse is the best app. Well, he would obviously say that. He won $10,000 on it. From Trenton, Norway. Where's my flag, by the way, boys? Maybe I left it in Florida. Trenton, Norway.
Oh, no.
Norway here. Great to see the bunker again. He says, no surprise that the Padres got Soto, but I predict the Blue Jays are still trying before the deadline. From Jenna in Southern California says, first win of many for the Red Blacks. Stephen in Warman, do you guys still have the ice cream pail to raise up Rod's computer? It wasn't an ice cream pail. It was a golf ball container that held 50 golf balls, and I don't know where that is either. You mentioned the Sweatpants capital and the angst around here. Just previewing this for our viewers. In hour 2, it's going to be probably all CFL with Mike Abu-Meshwick here in the bunker, okay? So just hold your horses for 45 minutes, and we'll get to all the CFL talk. But they're raging here. And I had a guy write me on Facebook, I'll be honest with you, on the weekend. His name's Jimmy, and he says, what's wrong with the Riders? And I said, brother, I didn't even watch the game. Sorry. And he seemed completely out of sorts with that. But I'm just going to be honest, because that's what I do here. I didn't watch the game. And I was on a podcast last night, the Rider Nation podcast, and they're talking about firing the coaches and cutting this guy. And I'm like, I'm done. Nobody's getting fired. Nobody's being cut. And go to rodpedersen.com right now or listen to my commentary. Darren, I'll just say this. I know offensive linemen on the street, so do you, that the Riders haven't called. So that tells me they're okay with the group that they have. They feel they're going to get their way out of this with the group that they have, and I respect that. That's kind of an O'Day thing. But they're upset. My good friend Luke Mulliner, the radio color guy, is upset that the coach wasn't mad enough on the postgame show for losing. And I'm like, oh, whoa. So you know this. You were just here and you left to go to Eastern Canada. They're raging. And we'll get into that into hour 2. Hey, look at this. Come on up, Ryan. Rocco's got it. We found it. Where'd you find it? Upstairs. How about that? We found it.
Bob's your Rocco.
We got the laptop stand. Great. So it's still, everybody's laughing. They love it. Yeah. Well, hey, Ryan's like, a bunch of your stuff is upstairs if you want to go get it. So I went and, you would know this, Darren. You cleaned it out. And I'm like, all I saw was a couple of poinsettias. So if we want poinsettias on the desk, we could do that, and we'd all have a Merry Christmas. I'll see you a little later, Moose. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
You betcha. Good. You bet. Enjoy the show.
Ryan Murray of the Colorado Avalanche joining us next live here in the bunker. We're back in the bunker for a week in the rectangle. This is the warm-up, and you're watching on the Game Plus television network. We're also live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM-certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big, and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Big time.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
All right, welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we're in the bunker, our rec room. It's the RP Show on the Game Plus television network. We're live across all 10 provinces and 31 states, including the state of Ohio, where we get a lot of mail from viewers down there on the Buckeye cable service. And we're also live streaming on YouTube, too. So, listen, you just had a good look at Ryan Murray. Man, I love this guy. He is a White City guy, even though his hockey DB says Regina. You're obviously born in Regina, right, Ryan?
Yeah, born in Regina,
yeah. Played with the Everett Silvertips, with the Columbus Blue Jackets, New Jersey Devils, and the Colorado Avalanche, 432 NHL games, and on Team Canada in 2012 when I called the games on the Sportsnet Radio Network. So I've known Ryan for a long time, and I really appreciate you coming in today, Ryan, as a Stanley Cup champion. First, I'll say congratulations.
Thank you.
How's the summer been going?
It's been good. It's been a good summer.
Of course.
Yeah, it's been good.
Well, so you got the Cup coming? It's a big week.
Yeah, it's a big week. Big week this week. Taking it out to White City, 1:30 to 3 o'clock on Thursday. So we'll be there.
Okay, so just relax. We got a lot of hockey storytelling to get to here. With Columbus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. Does that sound right?
Yep.
7 seasons in Columbus. So we're going to talk a little bit about Blue Jacket hockey and Johnny Gaudreau and how he's going to fit in. 1 year with the New Jersey Devils, and then 37 games this season with the Colorado Avalanche. So I guess we're going to go in reverse chronological order. If you don't mind, can you talk about this past season with the Avalanche?
Yeah, I mean, we had a great team. There's a lot of good teams that could have won it this year, and I just think our team was so consistent. Throughout the regular season, we just never feel like we're going to lose a game. And then same thing in the playoffs. It was just like, such a good, consistent team and some great leaders on that group. And, you feel fortunate to win, but we just had such a capable group that, I think that a lot of guys on that team just kind of expected to win every night. And then at the end result, if you don't lose many games, that's kind of what happens.
What was it like for you? Because there was a big core there that had been together for a while, and they've been through some hard times. Yeah. What did you see when you got into town? Because Mark Moser, the radio guy, our TV play-by-play guy, was on with us, and he said losing to Vegas last year, giving up that 3-1 series lead, was the fuel for this season.
Yeah, I think sometimes that has to happen to teams. It's kind of like Tampa when we swept them in Columbus, and then I think they won 2 straight right after that. So, sometimes it takes that, or they thought they were going to win for probably a few years before this one, and it just never really happened, and you kind of realize how hard it is. And we went to the playoffs a few years in Columbus, and it is very difficult to win. I mean, you got to go through so many good teams to win. So I think sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to get your heart broken, I guess, and take those hard losses to really realize what it takes and how hard it is to win.
Absolutely. And with regards to you bringing the Stanley Cup here on Thursday, take us through that process, if you don't mind. Phil Pritchard, good friend of ours, keeper of the cup.
Yeah.
Well, our viewers know I tell this story every time. I was on NHL radio a couple of years ago when the Blues were winning the Stanley Cup, and they had the 3 guys from Sask, and they said, Rod, when's the last time the cup came through Saskatchewan in the summer? I'm like, every summer. Like, it's not a novelty. Like, it is, but it's not. Like, it's not like it's been 25 years since the cup came through. And with them, it was Schenn, Bozak, and Schwartz, right?
Yep.
So for you, and then way back, I remember Ryan Getzlaf was only 18 or 19. He threw a party at the Center of the Arts. He didn't really know what to do. We had a road hockey tournament. We had a small parade. He was a kid. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
What's gone into your planning here for this cup in White City?
You try to do a bit of everything as much as you can, a little family time. We're going to do the White City thing, community thing, and then we're going to take it to the city and go to a few places. And then kind of have a party at the end and kind of go out with a bang. And then they take it at the end of the night, and I think they're going to take it up to Saskatoon next. So, they're pretty busy, those guys that are lugging that thing around. They got a lot of places to go to. So you get your day with it, and then it's gone to the next guy. So, but it's such a cool thing that you get to throw a party and take it home and everything else. And especially in Canada, it's such a big thing for Canadians. So, really looking forward to the day. I think it'd be cool.
I can tell by the smile on your face. So the night you won the cup in Tampa, Game 6.
Yeah.
What do you recall of lifting the cup and that whole? Was it everything you dreamt of?
Yeah, it was just such a weird feeling. Like, I remember just standing, like, just kind of waiting. Guys are going through and lifting it, and you're just like, you don't even really want to touch it. It's just such a weird thing, because you haven't. I remember Schwartzy brought it down, and I went to his party there, and I didn't even touch it because of the superstition thing. Right. Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm not going to touch it or do anything with it. I'm just going to, kind of hang out. And I was happy to be there and stuff, but I really didn't want to touch the thing. And then when we were doing that on the ice, it was just such a very weird feeling getting a hold of it and, lifting it. And it's just it just feels surreal. It just doesn't feel like it's really happening. And then, Cale had the Conn Smythe and stuff. And so afterwards we're just sitting around the room, and you got like the Conn Smythe there, and then you got the cup there and everything else. And it's like, it's kind of just weird being in the same room as these trophies because they're so locked up, right? Like, it's always locked up and there's always someone watching it. So to just have these things kind of just like sitting around the room was pretty cool.
No kidding. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, like I say, congratulations again. And for our viewers in this area, is there a public viewing if they want to come down? What do people need to know?
Just 1:30 to 3 in White City at the rink there. We're just going to have it open to the public. Anybody who wants to come down for a picture or whatever, just to see it or touch it or do whatever you want. So
Oleg from Winnipeg watching says, you can tell Ryan is from White City. If he was from Regina, he would be wearing socks with his sandals. That's the Winnipeg people. You're a hockey guy. You must wear socks in with your sandals.
I mean, around the room a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
Not in the summer, no.
Definitely not in the summer. But I had to ask Ryan the second I saw him what his workout regime was. And I always laugh because if I can call us gym buddies, you were working out a little harder than me. But you could roam fairly anonymously through that gym, Evolution Fitness.
Yep.
And I felt like saying to people, do you know who this guy is? This is a Columbus Blue Jackets defenseman. But that's part of what's nice about here. People leave you alone.
Yeah, I think people respect it. People respect your space pretty good out here. And even in Columbus, people would respect you a lot. I think if you played for the Flames or the Oilers or like kind of there's just so much more face time here, right? Like, I mean, we'd play in Columbus. People wouldn't watch a single game or anything like that. But you know, I've been walking around with like Nugent Hopkins and stuff, and he can't go anywhere. There's a lot of guys that can't go anywhere, so I can move around pretty good.
Yeah, well, and now, you look like every other average guy in the street here, right? And maybe you do in Columbus. I don't know. But I just got a kick out of the fact that Ryan could work out and be unharassed. And what a nice feeling that must be for you. But you said that you're working out at home now. I'm interested to know what you got going for your home gym, which is at the beach.
Yeah, just I don't know, squat rack and then some Kaiser machines and what do I got? Belt squat, you know, the Swiss balls, all that stuff, whatever. And mostly just work out there because, 35 minutes to the city. And
It'd be
then
a pain, yeah.
By the time I drive in, I can be half done. So did that and then put a sauna in. I like to sauna every day and just kind of get a good sweat on and then start your day off like that. It's pretty nice.
Tacona in Winnipeg says, now everyone knows where Ryan works out. No, you did. That's what I was getting to. Now he's at home, unless you can find his home, which you never will. I'm smart that way, bringing it up. By the way, with all the people writing in about the Ryder 3-game losing streak, we're going to get into it in hour 2. 10-year CFL veteran Mike Abomeshuk will be with us here in the bunker in hour 2. Randy from Winnipeg says NHL trophies are cool looking. Aren't they? Like, that silver is so bright.
It is. Everywhere we took it to a bunch of bars and stuff in Denver, and we would just kind of go bar hopping and stuff and do whatever. And the team would walk in and no one would really say anything or do anything. But as soon as that trophy showed up, there's a lineup of people and everyone's kind of gathering around it. So it's pretty funny. Our team just won the cup and everyone, you go to a bar and everyone would kind of leave you alone. And then as soon as that big trophy shows up, it's just madness. So, it's just the ultimate celebrity. Anywhere you take it, everybody recognizes it too, right? No matter where you go, most people recognize and kind of know what it is just because it's such a massive, massive thing.
So you've gotten to know Phil Pritchard through this?
A little bit. We were talking with them a bit just because they were around for the week. I think we had it for like a week or something afterwards. So, they go everywhere it goes, and they got a pretty cool job.
Absolutely. He's not letting that job go. And,
no.
and Phil says, Stanley's the best roommate. Doesn't talk back, gets up when I get up, goes to bed when I go to bed. He said, we'll have to get Phil in here if we get a chance. John in Edmonton says, Ryan, why do you think Saskatchewan doesn't have an NHL team? You want to take a stab at that?
I don't know. I think they tried to have one, didn't they, years ago, and it just never really happened. And I don't know. I think there's lots of places you could say that about too. And I don't know. You probably have a better idea than I do.
Well, I do have comes up all the time. And for one, I don't want a team in Saskatchewan. I like to be able to travel to go watch you guys. I don't want a team in my backyard, but there isn't enough money here. There just isn't. There's not enough population. It's corporate support. It's all that. And now the arena is out of date. Would have to build $1 billion arena, and that's not happening. So it's not going to happen. But you mentioned Columbus playing there and being able to roam, and that they did know who you are. What's Johnny Gaudreau walking into?
I think he's going to like it there. The city is it's pretty laid back. Like, people will let you do your own thing. We would go out and have dinner and stuff, and people would just come up and say, good luck tomorrow or something, or hey, you guys are playing great or whatever. Say just like, nice to see you guys out or something. But rarely would people be bothering you for autographs or bothering you for pictures. They would just come up and shake your hand and just say hello. And I thought that was really cool because, the Buckeyes are kind of the big thing in town, the football team. Like they're, you watch them kind of get swarmed everywhere they go. But the hockey guys, I mean, a lot of the fans will just come up and say hi, and that's about it. So it's kind of nice it's nice that you still have fans and they care about the team and everything, but they're not going to bother you 24/7.
Like you mentioned, the Nuge gets, and obviously Gaudreau, Tkachuk in Calgary. Now, you've been in the NHL a long time. Would you agree that some guys, a small fraction, but some like the attention and the adulation, but a lot don't like it?
I don't know. I think everyone's got to speak for themselves on that one, I'm sure it is nice sometimes, and sometimes people ask you for autographs, and it's kind of flattering, and you're like, that's, pretty cool. But, I mean, I think if you're doing that all the time, it might get old, but I don't know. The markets I've played in, people mostly leave you alone for the most part, so it's been nice. I'm not complaining about that one bit.
We have a minute left in this segment. Ryan's good enough to stay for another, but I think I can squeeze this in before we break. You played on the World Junior team in 2012 with Jonathan Huberdeau, so you know him pretty well. You've been in the NHL all through the same time as him. How do you think he's going to make out in Calgary?
I mean, he's a great player. He puts up a lot of numbers, a lot of points. Great guy, good leader. I just think his numbers speak for themselves with what he does out there, and his highlights and stuff. You see him, the guy can really play. So I think I think Calgary got a good one in that one.
Yeah. Do you want to say who won the trade? You want to take a stab?
I'm not going to go there. No.
Tried.
Stop it right there.
Tried for a little analysis there. We'll be right back. One more segment with Stanley Cup champion Ryan Murray of the Colorado Avalanche right after this. You're watching on the Game Plus television network. We're also live streaming on YouTube. You can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Amazon, Google, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM-certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big, and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week. or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back to the RP Show, everybody. As you can see, we are back in the bunker for 1 week's time. And then we'll be at the World Juniors, by the way. The World Juniors are back in Edmonton this summer, August 9th to the 20th. Single game tickets are on sale now from $40. I'll tell you right now, let's open the week because we're a date late opening the week. Text World Juniors right now in all caps, World Juniors, to the number you see on the screen, 902-518-3033. And each Friday, we're awarding a pair of tickets to a pair of lucky winners to the games of your choice. So do it now, and this Friday we'll award the winners. And we got one more segment left with Ryan Murray, Stanley Cup champion from the Colorado Avalanche. And before I look ahead for your career, let's just look back for a second. Speaking of the World Juniors, 2012, I didn't see you per se, but I was calling the games and you were playing. That was quite the wild tourney. What do you remember about wearing the maple leaf and those wild games?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool tournament. I mean, especially in Canada. You know, I only played the 1 year, so I didn't, you know, other guys went to Europe and stuff, and then they'd come back to Canada and be like, this is way better. Just because you know, you're selling out NHL stadiums and you're in junior, so like it's just a crazy experience. And everywhere you go, it's just it's such a big deal. You know, the fans are so crazy about it, and everybody just loves that tournament. The timing of it's great. It's on holidays. Everybody's on holidays watching the games, and it's just like I don't know. It's just kind of a perfect storm of hockey, and it really works out really well in Canada. And so I was glad that at least, you know, we got to do it in Canada. It's too bad we didn't win the thing. We had the team to do it. Obviously, I think you do almost every year in Canada, but didn't work out for us that year. But you know, looking back on it, just the whole experience of it, it's just done up so intensely with all the media and stuff and the fans, and every restaurant you walk into, it's like you get a standing ovation and you're just going in for dinner or something. So, you know, that kind of experience is pretty crazy.
Yes, and it's back in Alberta, as I mentioned, and tickets are on sale now at hockeycanada.ca, starting for as low as $40. We'll be broadcasting live from Rogers Place for 2 straight weeks, beginning next week, before and during the tournament. And I got to ask you, because this came up, I was in Calgary for 17 weeks, as I mentioned to you, the semifinal game against Russia. They had some pretty big studs on that Russian team, and you guys had studs on your team, but you fell down 5-1 and came back, and it went to overtime. It's like the wildest game ever.
I don't think we went to overtime.
Close.
We were close. We were
6-5 you lost, whatever it was.
Yeah, you're right. 6-5.
Good memory.
So, we had some bad bounces in that game. I had some bad bounces too, particularly, but I thought we were going to come back even. We had it going there, and you know, we had such a good team, and you know, I thought that we could have came back, and that would have been a crazy, all-time crazy comeback, and just didn't quite get her done. And you know, people ask me all the time about that year and like even that game and stuff, and it's like, you know, I don't know. It's such a crazy tournament, and that, you know, you get to the what is that, semis or quarters, whatever.
That was the semis, yeah.
That was the semis. So you lose one game, and you know, if you get 7, it's probably a different story. But you know, you lose one game and it's over. So it's kind of a tough tournament to win that way.
But you did win a bronze. You beat Finland, and where's that medal? Do you remember?
I know where it is. I know where it is. I don't like to say where exactly it is, but I know where it is. And yeah, I mean, it's a cool thing to have. I remember the coaches and everybody being like, you know, where you're playing for bronze, everyone's disappointed, and it's such a quick turnaround. They're like, you know, you're going to look back on this and be glad if you win a bronze medal, because you don't want to play for the bronze, but if you're in that situation, it's like you might as well try and win. So looking back on it, do I care that much about the bronze? It's like, I don't know. You always want the gold, right? Like that's it's kind of like how people feel about a silver. You're proud about it. You're proud of the accomplishment. But yeah, I mean, looking back on it, you just have you might have 1 or 2 cracks at it, you know? So
yeah,
you only get a few at it. So it would have been a nice one to.
Well, I get why you wouldn't want people to know. Ask my cousin Logan Pyatt, who had his gold stolen.
I think I remember hearing about
and
that.
never returned.
Yeah, because he's from Balgony.
Yeah. Milestone. Milestone, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Look on the wall behind me. That's where he's from. Hey, so you mentioned you're without a contract as we sit here right now, which I don't think scares you. You've got veteran status, but you're not still young, so you plan on
fairly
playing
young,
fairly young. How are you feeling?
I feel good, yeah.
Yeah.
I've just been training since I got back and stuff, and trying to stay in good shape, and we'll see what comes over the desk here. But for now, just kind of training and try to get my body where it needs to be.
You've been in this situation before, though, as a free agent.
Yeah,
right?
What have I been? I guess just 1 year. Just last year was my first free agent year.
Well, how did you end up in New Jersey?
I got traded for Columbus, and it was the second year of a 2-year contract. So I was already under contract, so it's kind of like you don't really have a choice. But as an unrestricted free agent, there's just, there's a lot of places that you can go if the opportunity is there. So that's kind of cool, being able to kind of choose. Like last year, there was quite a few teams calling and stuff, so it's cool to be able to do that.
Well, it worked out well for you last year.
Definitely did, yeah.
So, what's your anxiety level on a scale of 1 to 10? You seem a little antsy about where you're at right now, contract-wise.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think you'd always want to have a long-term deal. I've had a lot of injuries, so I don't think teams are going to offer me a long-term deal, which is fine. It's just you just want to get, like I said, I just want to get my body into a place where it's just like build up some, a lot of muscle where you can go out there and play, and my body's feeling really good right now, and I've been able to speak with a lot of good doctors, work with a lot of good trainers and stuff, and so I think I've taken a lot of good strides there. But yeah, I mean, you just kind of sit and wait and see if something right comes along, and me and my agent have kind of been talking here and there, so trying to stay a little bit patient, but if the right thing comes along, then you just kind of take a stab at it.
Just a couple questions from the viewers. Jason in Red Deer says, Ryan, besides McDavid, who's the scariest forward bearing down on you?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like Kucherov. He's just so slick, and McDavid's just blazing speed, and you really got to watch him. But a guy like Kucherov, he's just so shifty, and you don't really ever know what he's going to do. You can't read him.
Ask Aaron Ekblad.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
He's just so smooth. Like he just comes in and just. It's like he's playing half speed, but he's going fast, but he just kind of looks like he's half speed.
He doesn't look fast at all. It looks like a tank.
It's crazy. And then he makes plays like he just wouldn't. I don't know. He sees guys that you don't even see, and he's a heck of a player.
From John Chan, Ryan, would you be willing to play for a Canadian team? If not, why?
Yeah, of course he'd be willing to play for a Canadian team. I think, especially for me, I've never played in Canada on a Canadian team, and being from Canada, so. I've been in the States my whole career, so I think it'd be kind of cool to experience that, and maybe guys who have experienced it, like we were talking about before, they might want to go somewhere else, but I think it'd be cool.
One more from John in Edmonton. Ryan, what do you think of Arizona only having 5,000 fans next season at a smaller arena? You guys talk about that?
I don't know. It'll be weird, but if they can pack that thing, I don't think it'll be too bad. If they can, because they struggle with fans down there sometimes. So if they can pack that, small rink, it might be a better atmosphere.
Fun.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
All right, listen. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Congrats again, following you a long time, and enjoy every single second with a cup. I know you will.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Ryan Murray of White City of the Colorado Avalanche. We'll be back with viewer takeover and a sports update. Mike Abu-Meshra coming in hour 2. We are back in the bunker this week in the Rectangle. You're watching on the Game Plus television network. We're also live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Laid back and kicking it. Let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I don't know what the big deal is, but everybody's excited. I want to say hey to my guy Michael Wynn. He's watching in Winnipeg right now at his sporting goods store on Game Plus TV. Everybody's excited that we're back in the bunker. And I hear that it looks good. We got all new equipment here since the last time we did a show here. So we'll be here this week and then headed to the World Juniors for 2 weeks, and I can't wait for that. Hey, the CFL people are just like a bucking horse trying to get out of the stall. Just hang on. Next hour, all CFL for you. And Mike Abu-Meshrik, I believe, will be here in the bunker. He's not here yet. Otherwise, it's going to be just you and me, and I think we can handle that just fine. But a sports update on this Tuesday. The Toronto Blue Jays took Monday off to get ready for a 9-game road trip that starts tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays. And despite rumors of inevitable deals before today's 6 p.m. Eastern trade deadline, the surging Blue Jays haven't made a move yet. Winners of 12 of their past 15, the Jays are holding down one of the AL wildcard berths as they prepare for stops in Tampa Bay, Minnesota, and Baltimore before returning home on August 12th to face the Cleveland Guardians. But Juan Soto, that's the breaking news today, has been dealt to the San Diego Padres. We'll get into more of the components of that trade next hour, but Jeff Passan of ESPN reporting the deal is official. Juan Soto, all-star from the Washington Nationals, going to the San Diego Padres. Canadians racked up 13 more medals at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England on Monday, headlined by 3 golden performances. Maude Sharon won the women's 64-kilo weightlifting event to set a Commonwealth record. Judoka Krista Deguchi, easy for me to say, won in the women's 57-kilogram event. And swimmer Summer McIntosh of Toronto was atop the podium in the women's 200-meter individual medley. Tiger Woods turned down an offer that Greg Norman says was somewhere in the neighborhood of $700 to $800 million to take part in the Saudi-funded Live Golf Series. During an appearance on Fox News that aired last night, Norman, the CEO and commissioner of the golf series, confirmed what he told the Washington Post 2 months ago when an offer was made to Tiger. Was not made clear, but it's clear now. Tiger said no thanks to Live Golf. I feel like I could talk for hours about that, but I'm not going to. Of course he said no. He's a PGA guy. He's got enough money. Not that Phil Mickelson doesn't and some of these other guys, but Phil Mickelson exiled by the PGA. What else do you expect him to do? Also, this sports update is for Edo Japan. Delicious Japanese-inspired meals and snacks made to order with high-quality ingredients. I'm feeling like today is an Edo Japan day. What do we got here? John in Edmonton says, where at Rogers Place will you be broadcasting from? John, stay tuned. Tune in next week and you'll find out.
Spicy!
Yeah. Stop it. Stop it. John Ohm writes in and says, Greg Norman is the devil. I can't imagine the dreadful things that are being said about Greg Norman, the Shark, for heading up the Saudi-backed Live Golf Tour. I don't think he cares. Just like the horrible things being said to and about me, I don't care. And I'm not getting a $700 to $800 million paycheck, but I still don't care. The comments are coming in like crazy. I'm trying to keep up. Carlos in Indianapolis says, I'm guessing the helmets and bobbleheads will fill the desk as the week progresses. Just hold your bingo cards there, cowboy. But I know that you will be tuning in every day, so just stay tuned. Last minute of play in hour one. Last minute of play. And I see it, too, that people are just going nuts about the CFL games. We really skimmed over it last hour with Moose in the warm-up. But now with the full 2 hours, or a full hour next hour with Mike Abu-Meshwick, we can get into it more with what went down in Week 8 in the CFL. Last night I was on that Rider Nation podcast, ironically hosted out of Calgary, and we did get deep into what the Rough Riders' problems are, if they do have problems with on a 3-game losing streak. I think we could accurately say they've got problems. We'll get into that more. The Bomber fans want to talk about their team. Everybody wants to talk about their team, and we will after this break here on Game Plus TV.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
We're brawling this team, and the guy yells over the glass, "Go back to the NHL, Preston, you loser." Can't even say it with a straight face.
It was a good beak. When we'd roll into a bigger center, they'd say, "Go back to Wynyard. Go back to the NFL where I was making more money and doing that." I'd like to. Thank you very much.
Where I was flying on the charter with the double wide leather seats and the filet mignon.
Yeah, working on it.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the RP Show. It's hour 2. As you can see, we are live in the bunker in the studio. Ryan, don't go anywhere, please, and thank you. We are populating the desk as we go, and you can bring it on out if you want. We're back in the bunker, trying to make chicken salad out of lemonade, and this is Ryan Baracco, our technical. Thanks, Baracco. I'll tell you what, things are looking up. How about we do that? Yeah. So we're back. See? Not looking. We're back in the bunker for a spell, as we like to say. And as we opened this show an hour ago, and I always feel so bad because the people that are listening on the podcast right now, which thousands do daily on Spotify and Apple and so forth, Stitcher, they can't see this. But 1 year ago, we were in this lonesome little studio with not very much on our desk. And 3 years ago, when we started this show 810 episodes ago, and teams started sending us gear. Helmets and bobbleheads and pucks and baseballs and basketballs and you name it. And then we took the show out on the road and didn't return for a long time. And you got used to that sort of, pardon the interruption, split set thing. And now here we are back in the bunker. And people,
how about that?
Yeah, and people are loving it. And we're going to get to the CFL talk. I see there's a lot of folks watching. And trust me, Hour one, Ryan Murray of the Colorado Avalanche was here. Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. We had a wonderful hockey chat with him. Here in hour two, and here he is, Mike Abu-Meshrik, bouncing into the studio. Come on in. That's the one thing about this show. We don't get too fancy. We don't get fancy around here. Walking right in the middle of the show, howdy doody. Just happened to be a cowboy hat. Said, that was not mine. Here we go. Mike Abu-Meshrik, 10-year CFL veteran, joining us. How you doing, Abu?
Are we actually on TV?
Yes.
Hello.
There you are. I understand
yes.
that you got caught at a train track, a railroad crossing.
Yes. Welcome to back to Regina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Queen City thing.
And this is why I'm never early. I'm always here. If you say 11 o'clock, I'll be here 11 o'clock and 30 seconds. If you say 6 o'clock, I'll be here 6 o'clock and 30 seconds.
Never early.
I can't be early. There's trains. There's a whole schedule of things that I don't know about aimed at making me late for things.
So was what I was saying as you were being shown in by Melody is the desk was blank and people are saying, where's all your gear? And specifically they said, where's your golf ball container holder for your laptop? The boys had it. They found it. And I said, can we hide this with something? It looks a little ranchy, to be honest with you. So Ryan ran out this Seahawks helmet. Just happens to be signed by a Super Bowl champ. No big deal. Not a big deal. Yeah, your shoe. Yeah, you can leave your shoe there if you want.
There you go.
This DeLorean.
Good one, Rod.
Vladdy Jr., some of Clark's bobblehead toys.
Yeah,
that's what the
go.
mums say. Some of your toys you left behind. Mom, they're bobbleheads.
They're collector's items.
Yeah, not toys.
Yes.
So anyways, you can take the hat off. Ryan ran that hat out. Unless you want to keep it on, I prefer that you don't. How are you?
Oh, man, topside of wonderful. Wonderful day.
Whatever that means, right?
Great weekend. Yeah.
Well, the viewers are very excited to get into the CFL talk. It was all NHL in hour one with Ryan Murray of the Colorado Avalanche, now CFL. And here we go, back in the bunker, back here in the rectangle. This was point 4 of the Quick 6 show topics. I will recap because you missed it. You weren't here. Your week 8 scores in the CFL were these, in no particular order. BC won at home over Hamilton 32-24. That was the doubleheader, right? Ottawa beat Toronto 23-13. No, there was a game each night. Winnipeg beat Calgary 35-28 in Canada's game of the week. And then here in Saskatchewan, Montreal beat Sask 32-17. And because we're here, and I said the Bomber fans, they really want to talk about their team, obviously. I'll just interject one thing. I was on a podcast last night with McFly and the Regina Rocket. It's called the Rider Nation Podcast out of Calgary. And they're like, why can't we have a guy like Dalton Schoen? Why can't we have this? I'm like, you had it. The Bombers are the hot girl now at the dance. They just are.
Calgary had no idea that the Bombers were the hot girl at the dance. The Calgary showed up to the dance like, oh, look,
they thought they were the hot.
Oh man, I'm the ugly stepsister. Yeah, that's it. Bombers, they've been the best team for a couple years now. Note to Calgary front runners, except we're not there, so we can talk about them, right?
You can say whatever you want.
I've been saying
they're good. Calgary's good.
Calgary's front running team. I feel like they've always kind of been that way. They're really good when they're ahead, and don't let them get ahead.
We'll sprinkle in viewer comments from Don, our Navy friend. He says, Abu, in the Navy, we say, if you're not 5 minutes early, you're already 10 minutes late. And who also says that? Tom Coughlin.
Good thing I'm not in the Navy, huh?
Good thing it's not in the Navy. Well, we're not in the Navy.
They used to put me with Mark Parento, because Parento would show up to meetings like 25 minutes early, like way before the coaches, and make them look bad. And I always stroll in like the last. I'm never late. Except when there's a train. But they'd put us together so we'd kind of equal each other out.
You know, everybody thinks that I'm such this erratic renegade, and maybe I am in a way, but I remember 2007. you and that guy, Mark Paronto, coming up to me at the car dealership, remember? Capital. And you guys, you might not have been there, but Paronto was. Great CFL lineman. And he said, you need to give us a show, the Mike and Mark show. Remember that?
Oh, hell
Abu
yeah.
Meshrik and Paronto.
Yes.
And I said, and what are you guys going to do when you cut or get traded away? What are we going to do then? You didn't have a plan for that, did you?
Then it would just be the Mike show.
Right. It could have happened, yes.
No, then it manifested into the Mike and Jared Dumba show, and that sucked.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
Well, I don't think people don't give you it's a talent, right? I couldn't sit there in the show and let someone else talk because I want to talk. The moderator, is that what you're called? It's a very, very it's a tough
host,
skill.
The host. Yeah, believe it or not, it is tough. By the way, so here come the Bomber fans. Where are they? They said Schoen, which I believe it's Shane, but whatever. John Chan says Dalton Schoen is playing himself off the Bomber team and straight into the NFL.
Okay.
From Jack, the Bomber fan. Rod, I really don't think Bo cares who likes him and who doesn't. He, like most of us, keeps his circle tight and the rest doesn't matter. Some people don't like me. Some don't like you. Oh, well. Oh, there's no doubt. I think Bo looks at it a little differently than you and I do, Jack, or even Abu, because I don't think you care who likes you or doesn't. I think Bo uses a lot of that for fuel. But can we just stop on this? Because you're here in the rectangle. Here's the question I got a million times all weekend. Oh. What's wrong with the Rough Riders? And I say, it's not my job to even think about it anymore. But you were a lineman in the CFL. You might have some thoughts on what is wrong with the 4-4 Saskatchewan Rough Riders, if anything.
I don't feel like people listen sometimes. This is the offense that they have. They want Cody to drop back for 8 seconds of protection and then throw it deep to Jesus Christ in the end zone. Well, last time I checked, Jesus hasn't played for anybody in 2011 years maybe.
Can he get open?
Hot take.
He can do amazing things.
Right.
But that's not who we have. That's not the team that we have. We don't have a great offensive line. We have some great receivers, but we have that intermediate team. Cody doesn't have that huge arm. Like, he's not Matt Dunnigan. He's not your buddy Bo. He's Cody Fajardo. He's a really, really good quarterback. He scrambles with his legs. He does what it takes to succeed, but we don't have that Matt Dunnigan drop back and throw it 714 times for 714 yards a game. We have the intermediate offense, and when games are close, that's when we should win. But what happened that second half? I don't know. I was at the game on the weekend. I was at the Rider game, and I watched the first half, and then I just got talking to Belton and Andrew Green, and and I didn't even see what happened. But you can't have. It was just boring too, right? When a game is exciting, it grabs you and it makes you watch. It was just a boring game. It was dry. It was intermediate passes that were being dropped, and the Riders are running their offense, the same offense they've run all year, where they pull that guard and they run, but they just weren't executing. The everyone wants Jason Moss gone. I think he's the saving grace of this whole team. I think he's the guy that's calling the plays to put the players in a position to succeed, and that's what you want from your coaches. Now it's up to the players to come the rest of the way.
I'm making a note. Quote. I think Jason Moss is the saving grace of the whole team.
All the coaches can. I mean, when your best receiver has 4 drops.
Duke? I listen. Full disclosure. Let me say this.
He had a handful of drops.
I was at Moraine Lake. It's 12K from Lake Louise, and there's no cell service and there's no television.
That was your first time there?
Have you been there?
I've been there.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa. So somehow or another, by some sprinkle of Jesus, I got an update on my phone that the Riders were leading 17-4 in the second quarter. That's it, because I didn't watch the game. And I'm like, they should be able to lock this down.
I mailed it in.
Yeah,
I mailed it in.
Enough. You thought the same thing?
Well, no, I didn't think. every CFL game that one team, or lots of games in general, that a team gets up to a big early lead, kick return and then an interception return, and it's 21-0 or something before anyone looks at it. The other team always comes back because of just the human nature, just to chill out. The coaches put in the backups. It's not that you're not trying that hard, but it's human nature to kind of lay off a little bit. And that's what they did, and you couldn't get it back. The most important person on any team is Mo. And once he's gone to the other sidelines.
Halftime?
I don't even know. When I stopped paying attention at 17-3, when I stopped sitting in the stands and I went up to the alumni lounge to go talk to my buddies. And then... what the hell is the score? You know what? Anytime, I'll put it like that. I'll answer the question. I'm sorry. Edit that last part out. We're not live, are we?
It's fine.
It was a safety. Anytime, safeties are a bigger deal than anyone wants to realize. I mean, I'm not talking about safety where you kneel down in the end zone. Like when you really give up a safety. Because then the kickoff, the other team's already almost in field goal position again. And that turnaround of points, that 9-point turnaround is where it went wrong. You want to find a spot, that's where it was. And where was I? I was in the pill zone by then. I was like, what? Safety? I'm like, did the punter kneel down? They're like, no, it was. And then I watched a replay and yeah, that's like a stab in the heart.
From the viewers, Ty Cats guy says, let Dane Evans play. This 2-quarterback system isn't working. Tommy Condell needs to go. How is Dane Evans going to get in a rhythm this way? I think I saw Dane Evans as like 3rd in passing in the CFL. I briefly looked at the stats this morning, and from a Saskatchewan perspective, things aren't as bad as they think. I don't think. Casey Jones says, sorry, Abu, you're wrong about Jason Maas. It's called discipline. Sask doesn't have it, and that's on the coaches. From Wayne in Victoria, BC. Mike, what's your honest opinion on the offensive line? Is the loss of Dan Clark the main problem?
That's the one I was looking at, yeah. And that's why I'm saying people weren't listening. Dan Clark was that glue that held the junior. Where did the guards play 2 years ago? In junior football?
Yep.
Right, okay.
Or in university.
Yeah, right. So Dan was telling them what to do. And now you put another junior football player in there, and you just got a whole bunch of, I don't know really what's going on. Does Gart's making calls? When Dan was in the game, and I played next to Jeremy O'Day, I played next to Brett McNeil, I played against, I didn't know anything what to do. Well, I did, but even when you're wrong, you can be right. If everyone's wrong the same way, you can have success.
You can make a play, yeah.
Yeah, but when one guy's right and 2 guys are wrong, or when 5 guys
goes
are
to hell.
yeah, right. And that's offensive line play, right? Is everyone plays it as one.
Okay. I see there's a lot of fans from all across the CFL watching, and that's why I'm happy that we have a full second hour with Mike Abu-Meshrik here. What are you pointing at now?
Caleros. Everyone's saying Caleros. Jeremy and Caleros. Look at your heart. Whoever wrote that, look at your heart. Would you play your son after 48 concussions? Would you play him, or would you trade him?
Are you saying Kyle Walters is heartless? Because he brought him in and he completely turned the franchise around. I'm pulling a you.
Yes.
I'm being a contrarian right now.
Yes.
How's it feel?
Well, the GM shouldn't have a heart. To some degree,
Good
right?
point.
That's the. I don't mean it like that. Everyone should have a heart. You take the emotion out of it, right?
Yeah.
You take the emotions out, because what emotions they cost money.
What's interesting here
GMs.
is fans of other teams writing in. David Asplin in Winnipeg says, has Dickinson lost the locker room? Is Garrett Marino's incident the snowball effect of this turmoil in Sask? I don't know if there's turmoil here. It seems like there is, but Abu, I'm watching the Winnipeg game, and we don't have enough time in this segment. I should bring him back next. I'm watching the Calgary-Winnipeg game, and it was awesome. I'm like, Zach Caleros, great guy. Brady Oliveira, clearly a great guy. Rescues dogs in northern Manitoba and disperses them to people, right? Adam Bighill, we know him. Living Hall of Famer. Willie Jefferson, love me some Willie. I see Richie Hall in the booth. I'm like, I love Richie.
Who's their other?
I'm like, there's no.
Who's their other defensive end?
Jeffcoat.
Damn, he's good, isn't he?
He's very good, too. But I'm like, they don't have any jerks on their team. And we sit here, and you got Duke Williams suspended. You've got Garrett Marino suspended. And I actually put that on Twitter, Mike. I said, there's no jerks on Winnipeg. Bob Irving, Knuckles, responds and says they're not allowed to be on the team, jerks in Winnipeg. So
I played for 5 years. I was brought here because I was a jerk. You got to be a little jerk. You got to be everything. You got to be an angel and the devil. You got to be everything at all times. But you got to be at the right place at the right time when it needs to be.
We have fans
when it's time to play.
Of all CFL teams watching today, so get all your questions out. We'll be right back. You're watching on the Game Plus television network, and indeed, we're back live in the bunker today. You're watching on Game Plus TV. We're also live streaming on YouTube, and you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Amazon, Google, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at BetRegal.net.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rob.
All right, welcome back. As you can see, we are back in the bunker, and everybody's loving it in the rectangle. And a week that the Saskatchewan Roughriders are on a bye. So I'm just going to, some comments from the viewers. Jessica Moss. It's spelt exactly the same as Jason Moss, but I don't think it's the same family. She's in Weyburn. She says, hey, Rod, how about a shout-out to small-town Sask girl Alexith Ashworth, placing second at the Commonwealth Games yesterday for weightlifting. Not too bad for a girl who only started weightlifting seriously during COVID and just got a real coach a few months ago. Consider it done. Way to go, Alexis. From Brady in Saskatoon, hey, Rod, love to see you back in the bunker. It's just like good old times. Reminds me of your very first shows with a bare desk. The World Junior Canada team is rather underwhelming. Guess that's what you get when all your top players are away in NHL camps. Well, they got Connor Bedard from God's team. That's all they need. So don't worry about that. But I get what you're saying. I looked at the roster, and I'm like, who are these guys? It was like Major League. Remember that movie, Major League? Who are these
Great
guys?
show.
Yeah.
Great show.
Oh, so
Unnecessary Roughness was a way better.
Necessary Roughness.
Necessary.
Yeah. Metal Shingle Guy writes in on the 902 line, and he says, Elford changed the momentum. Not sure he's what they need back there. He's referring to Friday's Rider game. What happened? Because, again, I didn't watch the game. He took a single when he shouldn't have, or what was the story there?
I was already.
You weren't paying attention
walking
either.
around. I told you I paid attention for the first quarter and a half.
Right. So to
and
the
then it was over.
Here's one. All these BC fans and some staff took umbrage with a simple headline that I put. Riders let one slip away. Lion backers, writing me saying, the Riders didn't let it slip away. The Lions took it. How would you answer that?
Yeah. Yes.
That's true?
They're a good team.
They are a good team.
They are a good team. And, yeah, they ran their offense and run their defense, and they took it. That's what you're supposed to do. If someone's going to give you something and you take it. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I feel like we're talking in circles there.
No, it's okay. Janelle on YouTube says, too many head cases who put themselves ahead of the team in Saskatchewan. Dickey's too dismissive, creating a lack of discipline in the locker room. Terry Carrier on YouTube. In my opinion, there is a culture issue with the Riders. Starts at the top, and I don't mean Dickey or O'Day.
What do teams do? What can coaches do to reel in the discipline? I'm just.
You tell me.
I don't know.
Listen, I think the fans are really enjoying the fact that you're here. And to stop for a second, at least somebody's enjoying it. You said you need to, play on the edge or lack of discipline. Let's get right down to it, because your kids were in the back of your car. We're driving in Calgary, and we talked about the game in Hamilton that you got kicked out.
There's a right thing to do always.
I'm getting to a point. Ken Austin was your coach, and he was a very strict disciplinarian, no? Did he say anything to you about getting kicked out of that game?
So I got kicked out of the game because one of their Hamilton DBs was choking Kerry Joseph on the ground right in front of the referee, and the ref didn't do anything. So what would you do? You do something. And that's why I got thrown out of the game.
So you came to the defense of your teammate.
Absolutely. And that's why I mean, sometimes you got to be bad and sometimes you got to be good. I have no problem with getting kicked out of that game. I feel like I did the right thing. Now, what did Austin say to me? It wasn't that game. It was the other game that I got kicked out of. He said in private, in the locker, in his room, he called me into his office, and I thought I was going to get reamed out, and he just said, in the media, I've got to ream you out, but you keep playing on the edge. We need you to do that. And I knew that I knew that's why I was brought here. I wasn't a very good technician, but I brought that edge to it. And
how is that different?
Read Hobson's book. He says the same thing too. Yeah.
I did read it.
Yeah. So if we go back 5 weeks ago, before everyone know what Marino's name was, he was the heart and soul of the defense. Ask Luke the week before now, but to come to his defense now, there's no room ever for racism, and you know that. And so I'm not talking about that, but he was the heart and soul of the defense. He was that nose tackle, that grinder. Remember when we did the show, I guess it was 5-10 years ago now, but we needed that nose tackle. After Schultz retired and we didn't have anyone, there was no one in the middle there to play nose tackle, to get dirty, to take on two linemen and a fullback at times. Marino was the guy that was doing that, playing on the edge, bringing that nastiness, that edge to the defense. I'm okay to say that because I'm not condoning anything else. I'm saying he played well on the edge.
And that's why he's on the team.
And you need guys like that.
And that's why he's on the team.
That's why he's on the team.
From some of the viewers. So, Don, thank you regarding the Mario Alford thing. He says he tried to run out a missed field goal, got tackled at the 1. Then on the first play from scrimmage, the running back got sacked. Okay, it was a brain fart. It happens. Correct?
Yeah, but that was the turning point of the game.
Wow. Well, there's a lot of brain farts going on over there. Silverback on YouTube says Riders always overrated. Every year they pick out their parade spots early. From Dougal Cameron in Calgary, he's a Stamps fan. He says Winnipeg's not going to have to play a game until the West Final. They get better every week. Huff and Dave need to find some guys who can catch the ball. Not sure what else is wrong there. Stamps can't beat Winnipeg, and they're not dealing with it well. There, I said it.
Blow it up, start all over again. I was like, what is he talking about? Sometimes, sometimes I'm not paying attention, and then there was a quote will come up, and I'm like, what's he talking about? Calgary's a great team. They don't need to change anything. Winnipeg's a great team, and when they play again in the West Final, maybe the wind will blow sideways.
Well, I think the biggest thing coming out of Week 8, save from the furor around here and the world burning that the Riders have lost 3 in a row, is Bo Levi's comments that, well, I beat that team 1,000 times. We beat them 1,000 times. We'll beat them when it matters. I'm all for a guy speaking his truth, man. I am, but a lot of people don't like that. If Bo's just saying what's on everybody else's mind, what's so wrong with that? Or should he have not said that?
Well, that's why sometimes you just have to do the cliche answers. We tried harder. They were a better team on the night. We'll get them next time. Instead of we've beat them 1,000 times. Yeah, you know what else you've beaten 1,000 times? This is a family show, so we won't go on any further. But what's happened has happened. That was a stupid comment. But taken right after the game while he was in the heat of the moment, I'm sure.
Well, so Jeff, the Stamps fan, says the Stampeders are a tweak away from beating the Bombers.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. And I don't think they're worried, but clearly it's under Bo's skin. And that's what we're talking about.
And that's what
today.
good teams, good teams don't like to lose. It bothers them when they lose.
Can I talk about the East for a second? And as we mentioned, we've got Woodbine Entertainment on the RP show. You saw that. You grew up at Woodbine.
Grew up around the corner. Yeah, I grew up every Saturday.
The 163rd running of the Queen's Plate is taking place on Sunday, August 21st. A day full of the best Canadian thoroughbred racing, great fashion, amazing food, and loads of fun. Get your tickets today at woodbine.com or play along with Woodbine's Dark Horse Bets app, available for Android and Apple devices. And I'll say it again, I will probably download Dark Horse, but I had to take it off my phone because I enjoyed it a little too much. It's fun betting on the little ponies. They're cute on the app. It's fun. I think that's the whole idea.
I think that's why I grew up there.
Was it your dad or you?
Oh, my dad.
Your dad loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Woodbine. We're so happy to have them back. 163rd running of the Queen's Plate, Sunday, August 21st. And the reason I made that segue over to Eastern Canada is let's not forget about them. There's a whole division of football out there. And when the Red Blacks won, Abu, and they beat the spread because the Argos were favored by 5.5. I watched the game. Ottawa looked decent. I thought beating Toronto. They looked good. 23-13. Jalen Acklin had a game. And I saw the quote. It wasn't necessarily from La Police, but it was the writer that said the Ottawa Red Blacks are back in the playoff race. I'm like, they're 1-6.
They're 2 games out of first place, are they not?
This needs to change.
Are we going to talk about changing the CFL? They need one division.
Would this be the year? Like, do you ever see that happening in our lifetime?
Is that a good answer? It's a on the old show.
You have to have an opinion.
Yeah, but no. On the old show, anytime you'd ever ask me if something was happening on the CFL, I'd sing the Mickey Mouse song. MICKEY MOUSE. Once they stop acting like big, once they start being big boys and making big boy decisions, then we can talk about them. But yeah, who knows? Who knows what Mickey and Donald are going to do? It should be one. It's obvious. It's obvious. It should be one.
If there was ever a year, this is it.
I don't have anything to say because it's so obvious. Every year it happens. Every year, the East kind of stinks, and then and the West is dominant, but then the East comes up, and by the end of the year, the records all look similar.
Well, you're from out there. I've only visited out there. I think one of the arguments against this is, Montrealers wouldn't buy tickets to watch Edmonton come to town for a playoff game. And maybe that's right. Maybe that's the reason why they won't. They want geographical. We'll sell more tickets if Toronto's here than Edmonton.
You could still have the schedule done the same way, right? Like, the Riders in Toronto would only play home and home, but Riders would play Winnipeg 4 times or something like that. You could still play the schedule that way. And playoffs, well, if you're making the playoffs, be happy that you have a playoff game, I guess. I don't know. It's survival of the fittest. You can't keep having crappy teams play in the Grey Cup and show that to the rest of the world.
Stacy watching from Access World headquarters, Stacy Champagne says, I agree with going to one division. I used to fight it forever, like most CFL people when I was one, but then you get out of the CFL and kind of look at it from a little more open-minded 30,000 feet viewpoint and go, wait a minute, this has to happen. And you wonder why it hasn't happened yet. But to sum this all up, not that he's going anywhere, but I want to get to the bottom of this. For those that say, what's wrong with the Riders? Because I don't have an opinion on it. It's either a whole lot of things or it's not any real big thing. What is your answer to that?
If you want me to pick one thing, it's missing Dan Clark. And that's why I was so sure they were going to bring in Brendan Labatt, because they don't have... Like if Jeremy, when we played, if Jeremy got hurt, Gino was there. If Gino got hurt, I'd like to say that I would have stepped in and started making some calls. We may not have won those games, but you have that veteran leadership. You have that accountability that even when you're wrong, even when you're sure, when you're wrong, if you're sure, everyone else believes you. I don't think that they have that. Watch pre-snap. The center should be doing this, pointing out and doing everything. And now you've got like a bunch of other guys pointing stuff out. I don't care what the guard thinks. The center is the only one that matters, even if he's making the wrong call. That's the guy that should be doing it. And that being said, even if a rookie is making the right calls, it's a rookie making the calls. You need someone. That's why, again, I was sure they were going to bring in Labatt to kind of take over that ownership, that leadership, as it trickles down from there.
But there was a rumor they were talking to Brett Jones, and this guy can play center. He was an all-star at Calgary for 2 years before going to the NFL. Whatever happened there? Again, I'm not on the pulse of the Rider Nation. I'm not here. Well, you are.
Some guys
give us the scoop.
Some guys just don't want to play football anymore. It's a rough game. Like, hey, Rod, remember last weekend when you and I went out and played football in the park? No, we don't. You don't go strap on your shoulder pads and helmet after you're done. It's a rough game. When you're done, you're done. And your workouts are different. Your diet is different. Everything's different. It's such a hard thing to prepare for.
We don't know the deal with Jones, but kind of what you're saying is unless he's going to make $1 million a year, which he has, he don't want to play for $150 a year.
Maybe he just doesn't want to play.
Maybe he doesn't want to play. Exactly. We'll be back with more. Okay, plus a sports update. So we're having a fantastic CFL discussion, our first edition of the week. Mike Abu-Meshrik here with us in the bunker where we are this week in the Rectangle. We'll be right back. You're watching on the Game Plus TV network. We're also live streaming on YouTube, and we got 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM-certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big, and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big, and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in the bunker, and just ahead of bringing Abu back on, a sports update on this Tuesday. The Toronto Blue Jays begin a 9-game road trip tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays. Toronto's won 12 of their past 15, holding down one of the American League wildcard spots. The Juan Soto domino has fallen here on MLB trade deadline day. Juan Soto going from the Washington Nationals along with Josh Bell to the Padres. Going the other way to Washington, Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, C.J. Abrams, outfielder James Wood, and right-handed pitcher Jarlin Susana. So Juan Soto off the board to San Diego. The Cleveland Browns now know how long they'll be without Deshaun Watson. More than 4 months since Cleveland signed him to a $230 million contract. Watson was suspended 6 games without pay after an independent arbiter ruled he violated the NFL's personal conduct policy after being accused of sexual misconduct. I think, as we all know by now, Deshaun Watson recently settled 23 of 24 lawsuits filed by women alleging sexual harassment and assault. That's our poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center. Was the suspension long enough? And we haven't really got into it much. What's the result, Clark? What do we got right now? 76% saying it's not long enough. Put me with that. I thought he was gone for the whole year. And Seahawks coach Pete Carroll has tested positive for COVID-19. Pete tested positive Sunday, is experiencing mild symptoms and is remaining at home. He's the oldest coach in the NFL at age 71. This sports update for the World Junior Hockey Championship. Edmonton is hosting the World this summer. The World Juniors back from August 9th to the 20th. Purchase your tickets today at hockeycanada.ca, and we'll see you there. And bring the thrill of the track to your fingertips with Woodbine's Dark Horse Bets app. Its AI-powered insights and strategies help you make smarter bets. Straight out of the gate, feel the excitement of live-streamed horse races wherever you go. Download the app for free at playdarkhorse.com, available for Android and Apple devices. As we bring Abu back into the show, and I can attest, you don't have to just bet on the Queen's Plate. You can bet on a lot of races, on a lot of ponies. It's a lot of fun. Hey, speaking of betting, you're one of the biggest fantasy football nerds I know.
Nerds.
What do we think? What do we think about the Deshaun Watson suspension? Do you even want to touch it?
You smoke one joint and you're out for the year. You abuse how many other people in
6 games?
Hot take.
I don't get the NFL. It's wrong. They're wrong. It's wrong. Yeah. Never mind. I almost said a bad word there. How can you smoke one joint and be gone for a year? You know, but you can. But that being said, if he isn't found guilty in court, who are these judges in the NFL that are now more superior than the U.S. court of law? I'm totally on the fence on that one. I'm like, either he's guilty or he's not guilty. Either he did it and he needs to be kicked out of the league, or he didn't do it and move on, right? I can see where that 24% is coming from. They're wrong, but I can understand that they are more leaning on the legal side of things, saying that, well, if he didn't do it, then he didn't do it. And if you can pay someone out, you can be innocent and pay someone out just to have them go away. Do I believe that? No, I don't believe that. But it's very Cleveland Brown things to do to sign Deshaun Watson, and
hey.
no one, in my opinion, no one should have signed him, and he should have just went off and.
They're jumping up and down in Cleveland that it's only 6 games. They're like, we'll get through this, but they're still going to be terrible. From Pinks, he says, if Biden and Carroll can beat COVID, we're good.
That's one thing I won't touch.
Back to the CFL thing. From BW. Remind me where you're at, BW. I think Toronto. He says CFL will change when Rogers and Bell walk away from the Argos. Then they move to Moncton, to which Jesus starts as a wide receiver. Oh, yeah, he's at Edmonton, BW. Because he can walk on water. Hashtag squirrel moment. You lost me there, but you have to understand, moving the Argos to the Maritimes doesn't fix any problems, really, because you still got 9 teams and you have this imbalanced schedule. Boy, it seems like it was only 2 weeks since I saw you and we watched Touchdown Atlantic together. It seems like a lot longer. Doesn't it seem like longer?
The CFL's problem isn't that it has 9 instead of 10 teams.
That's one of the problems.
That's not even close. It's that it's not run like a professional business at times. You know, there's people. Well, Bell Rogers, the Argos, they've been at a loss. It's a place to lose money. So owners buy teams so that they can lose money. They pay their wives or their husbands, $500,000 a year, and then claim a loss of $480,000. Well, it's like a toilet where people just go and use the toilet and for their own personal good. And once that stops, then the league will be real. The league really needs to start marketing its players, because you said fantasy football. I don't care what team Deshaun Watson's, or maybe I picked the bad guy. I don't care what team Tom Brady's on, but I'm a Tom Brady's fan. And if he moves to this team, I'm buying that jersey. And if he moves to that team, I'm buying that jersey.
From CD, watching in Hamilton, Ticats fan, says you get a bigger suspension if your football is slightly deflated. Well, and let's point out, I haven't done as much research on this as I'd like because I was unplugged for 4 days, but this was not the NFL that suspended him for 6 games. It was an independent arbiter. The NFL wanted him gone for a year with an open-ended suspension. That was at least, that was the NFL. I'm not saying that you said anything wrong, but I'm saying this is not an NFL thing. It was the independent arbiter. So it's highly confusing. And I think the question is simply this: was it long enough? And everybody can agree that it was not long enough. But I don't know why you would appeal it if you're Deshaun Watson. You should be happy that it was only 6 games.
I thought that was the appeal. That wasn't the appeal?
No,
I thought he was gone for a year.
Suspension, 6 games.
Oh, so he's going to appeal it and miss none.
There's a chance.
Okay, so it's better to allegedly abuse people than to smoke a joint.
Yeah.
For your cataracts.
And by the way, just on the CFL thing, and you want to stay to the end of the show, or are you done?
Sure, I thought you were going to say on the smoking a joint thing.
You want to smoke a joint? Yeah, you wouldn't hear that coming from my mouth. But just on the CFL thing, so they got a lot of issues. We'd like to see the playoffs realigned 1 through 6, which should happen, but we don't think that it will. I'm watching the games, the ones that I did watch on the weekend, and the announcers are saying it's a packed house. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Suitor.
Yeah, and there's a narrative here. The house is burning. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Why is
the house is burning? Get out! It's on fire. No, it's not. Everything's fine.
I'm getting that a lot. Why is this year any different than any other year? Why is this year the house on fire rather than
because I think it actually is.
Right, but what is different this year than in previous years?
That's a good question. We'll talk about that and more when we come back for one final segment on a Taco Time viewer takeover. Taco Tuesday is here. Or tell Moose we don't need him. Abu's going to stay. Is that all right?
Sure.
We got him, guys? Yeah, we'll be right back with Overtime after this on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and of course you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Amazon, Google, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Got a son, smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Big time.
summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
And Mike Abu-Meshrik is here, 10-year CFLer Grey Cup champion, and he'll remind you that he's won more Grey Cups than Muhammad Ali.
That's right.
It's a true story.
It is true. It's in the Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah. We got a lot of comments that come in here. Jack from Vulcan, Alberta. Abu is right. And Rod, we've discussed the fact that the CFL has it upside down. Market your players. Touchdown Atlantic, the commish talking the talk is great when investors and the mayor say no. Navy Dawn says, I wish that Randy would be more truthful. It slipped off the screen here. Let's go to the 902 text line. From Norm Fong, the Hall of Fame, equipment manager of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Rod, please ask Mike if he feels that part of the O-line problems might be the O-line coach. Seems like the same line the last couple of years with little to no improvement. Signed, Fongo.
Well, if Norm says it's the coach, then it's the coach. Yeah, who might I say that? You can only make chicken salad with chicken meat, right? Is that the saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the interior three, you know, what they're in their third year at most. It's just not enough experience. Just not enough experience on the line. Just not enough game time, seeing different looks. And I mean, I you know me, I have all the respect for youth sport and junior football in Canada, and it's getting a lot better, but it's not playing at, you know, USC in front of 80,000 people against, you know, another 320-pound nose tackle. I mean, those are the experiences that we want inside, and we just don't have it. Are they good players? Yeah. Are they going to grow into great players? Yeah. Just we don't have the experience on. I mean, I'm talking about the interior three. We want to talk about number 51 at right tackle. I mean, he's a liability. We need better offensive linemen. We need better tackles. We need better guards. We need a better center.
I'm just sprinkling in comments from the viewers. From Steve Buyaki, watching in Esterhazy, Sask. He says, morning, I'm tuning in late, Rod. What happened to the desk? Nothing's on it. Ready for another great week of sports talk from the best damn sports show ever. Well, you did tune in late. So the deal is we got here. We're back in the bunker for the first time in like a year almost, and the boys cleaned it all up. We're actually in a different studio. Were you lost getting in here, Abu? Did you have any problem finding yourself?
No, I was warned.
You were warned to come early, and you still were late.
Well, that's why I was late, because I was so early.
Right. So I said, boys, this looks a little naked here. So they scrambled to grab a DeLorean and a Seahawks helmet and some coffee mugs and a Vladdy Clark's figurine, an Ilya Kovalchuk bobblehead. You can't find these in stores.
How about that?
We'll get you some more junk for tomorrow.
Can you wait by the end of the week? This desk will be tipping over.
Yeah.
So we covered Deshaun Watson. Whatever else, folks, fire. We don't have Moose here. We could have, but I said Abu's going to stay for the final segment to answer your questions. He's a good guy like that. So fire them at him. What else? Is the season over for the Saskatchewan Roughriders? Because that's the sense that I'm getting.
Well, I mean, the Bombers and the Stamps are 1 and 2 in the entire league. Now, who's third? BC?
It's looking that way.
All right. So now, who's fourth? You know, is it the Riders or the Argos? Or is it Hamilton? So if the Riders could be the 6th or 7th. We're definitely not the best. We're definitely not the 3rd. So I mean, the best case scenario is the Riders are 4th right now. That's what they got to hold on to. They just got to bring it all together. Again, I don't think it was one thing that's really bad. You said it was Dan Clark, and if I'm going to point out one thing, that would be it, missing him. Can they still bring it around? Can they still bring it back together? Absolutely. Bye week's a great time to. I'd rather be going into a bye week losing 3 in a row than winning 3 in a row. Sorry, that didn't come out right. Obviously, you want to win further, but
take a break. You don't. You would want to keep the momentum going.
Right. And then now, great, because like I said earlier, Mo is the most important person on any team. And Mo has momentum. Momentum hasn't been on the Riders' side for weeks and weeks now. So go home, everyone get wash your shirt, wash your underwear, wash your privates, and come back clean slate.
We might have to do this again. A well-placed cuss says, hey, Rod, what was Mike's favorite memory from being a Rough Rider? Go Riders.
Winning the Grey Cup.
Yeah, 2007 Grey Cup. That was easy. This is how times have changed. And I said this on this podcast I was on last night. I see Cody Fajardo telling the world that the Riders are in a bye week and he's going home to whether it's Nevada or California to be with his pregnant wife. And I remember for years and years and years, these fans would be, who the hell's he to go home? He should be here watching video, meeting with his coaches, having his receivers over for sandwiches.
Practice every day.
Right. Times are different now. Or unless I've missed that, but I'm not hearing that from anybody.
No, I'm all for it. Kyle, Arizona quarterback, he's getting a lot of heat for he just signed a big deal, and they say that he doesn't watch enough film. I tell you, my first 2 years in the league, I watched so much film that I talked myself into things that weren't there. A guy, Joe Fleming, would have his feet like this, and if he had his feet like this, then he was rip swimming you outside or swat swimming you outside. And if he had his feet like this, then he was coming inside. Before the play, I was looking at his feet and sitting on his moves, and I was getting destroyed by watching too much film because I was overplaying what the film was telling me, and then Joe would just do the opposite. Just play true.
Last minute of play in the RP show. From Randy in Winnipeg says you need a Stampede belt buckle for the desk and a 3-peat bomber helmet. I saw a nice belt buckle yesterday. Had a fox on it. I have a Stampede bell, if that counts. Yeah.
Wow, that's going to get a lot of heat around these parts.
Well, I can't use a green bell. It won't show up here on the green screen.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Hey, nice seeing you, Abu.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me. Great to have you back.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Wonderful. Ryan Murray, a big shout out to him. Thanks for coming down to Ryan Murray, the Stanley Cup champion, Colorado Avalanche. The Stanley Cup will be in White City, Sask, Thursday, 1 to 3:30 at the rink. Come on down and get your picture taken with it. And for the rest of you, we'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern right here on Game Plus.
Nerds! Nerds! Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. How about that? Bob's your uncle. Done deal. Hell yes. Hoorah.